He lives.
I make no promises.
How was your day?
You know, living the dream.
Uh-huh. How was your day?
It was fine. Same as every other day.
That's not good lying, Brian.
That's not good. Shut up.
Hey! I'm just trying to be amicable here.
English, please.
Fine. How are you?
I'm fine. Why do you have to keep asking?
Sorry for caring about you, unless you bite the hand that feeds you.
Must you keep eating? I'm full. Ugh.
Here, catch.
So, were you at the game yesterday?
Of course. I wouldn't miss it for anything. Who did you take me for?
It was a formality. You know who I didn't see?
Dad? Shocker.
He was probably busy.
Speak of the devil.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, bud.
So, if you came to the game yesterday, I got home one. Crack.
You could acknowledge him for once.
Excuse me?
You heard me. He looks up to you. All you do is show him what he should.
I'm trying. What more do you want from me?
You call this trying? What are you doing? You beat him on the daily, spend hundreds on gas for your stupid bike. Plus, you want to make time for your son's games.
Danny doesn't need me. He's doing just fine.
First off, it's Daniel. He hasn't gone by Danny in years. Secondly, how would you know? What's the name of his team?
Geckos.
Gophers.
Figures.
You know, it's a shame that his sibling knows more than the father. So, you know what? Go play with your stupid bike. Daniel doesn't need this.
Hey, Dad, wait. Why do you keep doing this?
Hi, honey. How was your day at work?
The expectations are starting to feel a little too realistic.
Maybe you're just getting too good at your job.
I don't see how that does me any good.
You know what could do us some good?
What?
Help me set the table for dinner.
Guys gotta eat somehow.
Right.
Oh, come on!
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
That's the
I
third
said I
plate
wouldn't do this again.
you broke since we moved.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Just go. Let me take care of this, okay? Lean up after you all the time. Hey, headed out so soon? Your mother just finished making us dinner. And don't try to leave. I have your location.
Well, I'm just running an errand. I'll be right back.
But I just cooked your favorite meal.
I'm running an errand. I'll be back before it gets dark. I'll see you guys.
Can't you just wait until after dinner? I just spent 30 minutes making this.
You heard your mother? 30 minutes just for you to try and leave at this moment?
The least you could do is just eat with us.
We do so much for you. Why can't you just sit at the table with us for 10 minutes?
Why would I want to sit here and listen to you guys argue all night?
You are not going anywhere, young lady. Get back here now! Running an errand, 7 p.m. on a Thursday night. Us fighting. Then she slams the door in our face like that? Laughable. We don't fight, do we?
I think
I think that she has bigger priority than her family.
I know, I hate it when she's mad at us. It feels like we're slowly losing her.
It's more like she's getting lost. Needs us to help her get back on track.
Do you think that maybe it has something to do with us? Like maybe we're the reason
that she feels the need to leave?
No. I think we're doing more than acceptable. She has this idea that we're bad parents, and I don't like it.
Ah, humans. Fascinating, are they not? Greetings, I am the Gray. Neither here nor there, but somewhere in between. Today we shall bear witness to the numerous intricacies of these two families' lives laid bare for all to see. We will witness love overshadowed by resentment, unspoken frustrations, mental disorder. As we traverse the vast expanse of these people's relationships, I shall serve as your humble guide, a beacon of impartiality and illuminator of the truth. Step into my office, will you? Here, I shall conduct numerous interviews with each individual family member, but know this one thing. My influence extends no further than the bounds they themselves permit. I am but an arbiter of inquiry, and seeker of the truths buried deep within the confines of their minds. Come, let us observe.
Turn around. Let me fix your strap. There you go. Oh my gosh, you look so pretty.
Thanks, Mom. It looks better on you, though.
Well, that was the whole reason we had that girls' day last weekend, so we could find dresses that match on us together.
Yeah, even though I told you at the store I didn't like the dress, but you wanted us to match, so you got it anyway, even though you know how I feel about dresses.
Well, that's just silly, because the whole reason we got them is that it would look cute if we're not matching. So, of course we get matching dresses.
Heather, who was the rabbit that asked for the veggie burger?
That was Daniel.
Right.
You're late. What a surprise.
Yeah, I'm late. I'm here now.
As if that makes that okay.
But please not have this conversation now.
Either now or never. Well!
Yeah, sorry I'm late. I got a little tied up at work. I kid you not. This guy would not go down.
Oh, really?
And this is where the fun begins. Greetings, Ryan. I am the Gray.
Can I help you?
Help me? Oh, dear, no, 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 no. I am here for you.
And if I don't want you here?
Well, then you're more than welcome to leave my office. But heed my words. It would benefit you to remain here. Have a seat.
Let me intrigue them. How so?
I'd like to ask you some questions, Ryan.
I don't promise any helpful answers, right?
Nobody ever does. Now, tell me, why are you so upset with your father?
Easy. He's a good for nothing father. Never around and always late to important functions.
It seems bit shallow.
You seem a bit pretentious.
I apologize, Ryan. I didn't mean to offend you. I was merely suspecting that there may be a reason for his constant tardiness.
Of course there is. His work seems to be the only thing important to him these days.
Is that what you think?
Until he shows otherwise. Yes.
Do you ever think that maybe all that work he does is for you and your brother?
For us. That's laughable. Truly, it really is. All that money he makes goes towards his stupid bike, not to his family. He does not care. Nothing more and nothing less.
I see. Well, that certainly does sound frustrating. I think I'm starting to understand, but it feels like there's still more. Something deeper. Tell me, do you really hate him as much as you say you do?
There is nothing left to understand.
So, Ryan, any college news recently?
In all honesty, haven't really been searching.
Oh, I'm sorry. In lighter news, I got accepted to NYU, planning on majoring in political science.
NYU political science? I thought you wanted to go for game programming over at FLCC.
That was the plan, but you must consider it's not a very steady career.
I see. Must be hard when you can't control your own life.
Yeah.
Hello, Margot.
Where am I? Who are you? How do you know my name? What is this?
I am the Gray, and this is my office.
Okay, and why exactly am I here?
I would like to ask you some questions, Margot.
Questions. What questions? And why me?
Well, I'd like to ask questions about your family.
My family. My family is complicated. Trust me, you don't want to be involved. Sometimes I wish I wasn't.
What was that?
Nothing. Ask away, Graham.
Well, I'd like to start with what you just said, under your breath.
Well, I said sometimes I wish I wasn't involved. And it's true.
And why is that?
I mean, who would want to be? Look at us. A boxer who fights till he drops, and a rebel who hates her dad, and a perfect golden child who does no wrong but thinks everything he does is wrong. And my dad who wants to keep me so far under his thumb I'm not even visible, and my mom who's so obsessed with my life she doesn't even live her own, and me.
And you?
Yeah, me.
And who are you?
Well, I'm Margot.
Yes, but I meant something a little deeper than that. Can you tell me more?
Well, my dad is an insurance agent, and my mom stays at home.
I asked about you, not your parents.
There really isn't a me without my parents. I mean, my friends say I'm cool, but I never get to hang out with them.
And why is that?
Friends are a distraction, Margot. Your life is for education. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my parents, but free will, it's not really an option in my life.
Can you tell me more? Describe Margot to me.
Margot. Well, the girl in the crystal cage.
The crystal cage. I don't believe I've heard this expression before.
Well, I hope not. It's a phrase me and my cousin Ryan came up with a few years ago, back when we were closer.
When you were closer.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, what happened between you and Ryan?
Well, Ryan is just always pessimistic. I mean, I know that I'm really lucky to have both parents in my life who care and are involved and are there, but that doesn't mean that my life is perfect, and it doesn't mean that I think I'm better than you, and it doesn't mean... I just really, really wish I could make my own life. I wish I could make my own choices. I wish I could pick what I wear. I wish that I could pick my path. I just really, really wish that I were anywhere but here.
Well, if that's truly how you feel, then you're allowed to leave if you'd like.
Wow, you want to be rid of me?
Oh, no, Margot. I just wanted to say that here, unlike your home, you're allowed to leave as you wish.
May I?
You don't have to ask. But yes, you may.
Enough about college. Yesterday, we were playing the Westfield Gators. Absolutely destroyed them. Not to brag, I'm getting one heck of an arm.
You talk like a really bad sitcom character.
She's got you there.
Sticks and stones. Sticks and stones.
I can't talk to you when you're being so, well, you know, emotional.
Hey, don't be mean to him. It's my job. He's fragile.
I'm not fragile, I'm caring.
Aw, did baby miss his nap?
I'm 14, I didn't need a nap. Y'all too.
So, William, how's your boxing career going? No need to answer. Already know it.
It's not as half bad as it looks.
You look like you were losing badly. Are you sure you're not slowing down a little?
You know, should have seen the other guy.
He's probably in better shape than what I see at the moment.
I mean, well, he's just worried about you. And to be honest, I am too. At some point, you're never going to be able to see us or have time to see us. Or you're not going to be able to physically get up and see us.
Heather, stop. I don't mean you trying to parent me when you struggle parenting your own kid.
Hey, I can parent my kid perfectly fine. I don't need you on my back trying to help me parent.
And you, sitting at a desk all day, isn't gonna get you nowhere.
Hey, don't insult my job. I can still pay for my kid.
And I can protect mine.
Because you do such a good job at that.
Why are you always down his throat?
It's not always. It's only when he's here so we can face his idiocy head on.
Hey, don't complain about your dad.
Shut it, Margot. Don't even think about mentioning Uncle George there.
Maybe you don't have it as bad as you think.
Do you really want to go there?
You know what, Ryan? Maybe I do.
Ryan,
Daniel, this is not your problem.
Ryan, please. Margot didn't mean
Don't
to...
try to speak for me, Daniel. I can speak for myself.
I didn't mean to
Because you
speak
did
to you.
such a great job at that. Let's
Please.
just go to NYU.
You know what, Ryan?
Guys, please, please, please.
Hello, Daniel.
Hey, hi. Who are you?
I am the Gray. And I'd like to ask you some questions.
Yeah. You seem not dangerous.
Well, I assure you, I mean no harm. I merely want to ask you some questions.
I don't know you. What you do?
I am the Gray, and I have questions for you.
Thanks, but no thanks. Where am I?
You're in my office.
An astute observation, my dear Watson, but unhelpful. Explain to me, how was I in a park 2 seconds ago, and now I'm here in an office with a stranger in a surprisingly comfortable couch?
Well, Daniel, I transported you here, but be not afraid. This space exists beyond the confines of time. Once we're done here, you'll be returned right back to when and where you were. You won't miss even a single second.
Are you God? Is this heaven? This is kind of lame.
Listen, I'm supposed to be asking questions here.
Why?
That's what I want to know. Why? Why do you try so hard to keep these people from fighting? It seems like it's really wearing you down.
Because I'm good at it. And besides, fighting is useless.
But it's human nature to fight, isn't it?
I see no use for it in my family. Fighting is redundant. It leads to frustration, tears, and hurt feelings.
Or does frustration, tears, and hurt feelings lead to fighting?
What are you trying to say? I'm doing my best to hold my family together. And I'm not going to let some know-it-all pretentious color try and come in and pry into my life and how I handle my family.
I apologize for oversteps, Daniel, but I'm just merely trying to understand.
You want to understand me? Understand this. Don't.
I'm sorry, Daniel, but I find you and your family fascinating, and I really, really must know more.
I'm going to do what I do best. De-escalate the situation. You want to know me, and you want to understand me? Understand this. My name is Daniel O'Brien. I'm 14. I live in New York. I'm on the baseball team. I'm on student council. I'm a straight A student. I'm a success. You want to understand me? There it is. The truth.
Well, that's only the surface. I want to understand you on a deeper level. The true Daniel.
Who says there's more?
Well, isn't there?
Does it have to be?
No. You don't have to be anything. But there is more, isn't there?
No, there isn't. I'm exactly what I said I was. Nothing more, nothing less. I am Daniel O'Brien. Parents use me as an example to their kids. I don't just raise the bar, I am that bar.
I don't believe that, Daniel. And I don't think you do either.
I have to believe that.
Why?
Because I'm not everything. Everybody wants me to be, all of the time, then what am I?
Well, to put it simply, you're you.
But what if that's not enough? What if I'm not enough?
Well, that's certainly a possibility. But is it worth living in fear your whole life?
If I fail now, I don't think I'll be able to recover. I can't fail.
I see. Well, that certainly does sound frightening.
It's paralyzing.
Then, what will you do?
I keep going.
Not to a baseball player.
At least I'm capable of protect my family.
Oh, you can! Doesn't look it!
You want to find out? I think...
George! Stop!
step aside, Heather. I think I do want to find out.
Oh,
Dad,
Dad,
stop.
please.
Get out of this, Margot, please. I'm getting really sick of your tough guy act.
Oh, I assure you this is no act. But speaking of acts, this facade you give of a good guy isn't fooling anyone. I see what you really are. An abusive, angry failure of a father.
Ugh. What? Where am I? What is this?
So it's come to this. Greetings, George. I am the Gray.
What is the gray? Why am I here in a counseling office?
Have a seat, George. Tell me, why do you hate William so much?
He called me an abusive failure of a father, a line you don't cross with anyone, especially someone like me.
And who are you, George?
I'm a father, and a damn good one, whose family respects me.
Really? Well, if your family respected you so much, then why does your daughter rebel against your authority?
She doesn't see how much I do for her. She won't notice until it's too late, when the damage is done.
But don't you think you're doing irreparable damage now? I mean, you're about to hit someone that your wife and daughter care very, very deeply about.
Had William thought about irreparable damage before calling me an abusive failure of a father?
George, I think you don't understand this. Your family is scared of you right now.
So I'm the evil one now.
Oh, I bear no ill regards towards you, George. But the fact is that you are scaring your family, and that your behavior will drive everyone you love away.
Why would my family be scared of me?
Well, your fist is curving a trajectory towards William's face. William, your wife's brother and her best friend. Well, anyone would be scared.
Is there any way to undo this?
It's too late. I mean, you already threw the punch. You have to face the consequences of your actions. But it's not too late to be better.
It's not too late to be better. You're right. I'm sorry. I want to be the best father I can, but all I see in the end is my mistakes.
But you are more than your mistakes.
How do you know?
Well, I don't. But I know that people are capable of change.
Is there any possible way to undo the mess that I caused?
It's too late. You already threw the punch. Hello, William.
Hello.
We must talk.
Who are you? Dad?
What you're experiencing is a phenomenon known as transference. William, I'm not your father.
You sound exactly like the old man.
Come here, William.
Where?
Here. forward to our meeting for quite some time. Here, sit.
Why am I here?
Well, it seems to me that you have defied a fundamental part of your nature.
You mean?
And that's not for me to figure out. Now, Will, what is your greatest fear?
You. My past. My father.
And why fear your father? Well,
Because I promised myself the days that Ryan, Daniel came into this world that my blood would protect them. Not harm them. That they would never fear me. Never see my anger. God.
and now you are exactly what you feared most.
I am.
Now you see why I chose to meet with you.
Why me?
Well, William, you see, I chose you because
Oh, you are just as evil as my father.
how?
You brought me here to watch me suffer, to torture me, till I realized what a monster I've become.
William.
No, not anymore. I am the start of a new legacy. One bathed on the principles that no harm shall befall my children. My son, Daniel, I wish best. Unlike Icarus, Daniel, you will reach the sun. Ryan, my firstborn, I am sorry. I'm sorry for the stains, both that of my blood and that of my father. No, for I can never claim such an honor. You're stronger than I ever was, or more respectable than I ever could be. You were given ashes, and from those ashes, you built yourself. You're a phoenix. A better parent to Daniel than I ever could be. Dad, I hope you finally realize there is a debt to be paid. But this is me, cutting the strings, paying my debt. I hope you're paying yours. Pater menus, in dextera, diaboli.
Enough! You guys are adults! Act like it! And not in front of the kids!
Margot, let's go. don't understand how you can look up to him.
I don't understand why you can treat him like that. He's trying. Isn't that enough?
For you, maybe. Dad, he's
He's a what? He's a what?
nothing. Drop it. Please. Margot, how do you feel around Uncle William?
Don't.
I wasn't talking to you, George. Go on, tell me how you feel.
I mean, he's nice, but he's not really around.
Oh, I know. It's just that with boxing, it's so time-consuming for him.
Heather, please.
Just focus on driving, George. I'm trying to talk to Margot.
And if you're gonna talk about it, talk about this somewhere I'm not stuck listening to it.
All right.
Dad, are you okay?
I don't know, Margot. All I know is he's reckless. He doesn't just take his anger out through boxing.
I don't think I've ever seen him so livid.
He comes around eventually.
Yeah, but it's so exhausting having to constantly try and keep the peace with him.
I know how you feel. But I think that it's important to remember that your father has a good heart.
But when will we ever get a break?
Honey, I think that you should go get ready for bed. Everyone has had a long day.
Okay.
How could this have ever happened? How could I have let this happen? The love of my life. How could he do something so horrible to my best friend? My brother. Who is this man? Who is my husband? I don't know him anymore.
Then who was he before?
Who are you? Why are you in my room? What did you get? How did you get in here?
I understand that it may be frightening for a man to appear in your bedroom, but I assure you, I am no man. I am something beyond comprehension. Though, if it would help, you may think of me as a ghost or a spirit. Now, I'll ask again. Who was your husband before?
Oh, I mean, well, he was the light in any room he walked in.
He was so caring and charismatic and charming. But most of all, he made me feel safe.
But do you feel safe now?
Well, I'm not sure. With all this fighting, it's been hard to see. Of that.
And can you tell me a little more?
Well, I mean, he was this grounded pillar that I could depend upon, that me and Margot could stand by, that made me feel safe. But then all the fighting started, and it just kept getting worse. But at the end of the day, I knew that he'd always come around, and that he loved me.
He may very well love you. But the fact is that his behavior is clearly having a negative effect on you.
I suppose so. But I know he does it not to hurt me, but because he's feeling negative himself. Like, it's for my own good.
Do you really believe that it's for your own good?
Yes, I do. I'm so clumsy and irresponsible and not to mention dramatic. Well, I am lazy as well. But George helps me detect those problems and helps me solve them.
But have you ever considered that you're good enough as you are?
No, no. I need to be the best for him so he doesn't leave me.
And does people leaving frighten you, Heather?
Yes, so much. I don't know what I would do without George or Margot. My life just wouldn't feel complete without them. And
I understand that, Heather. But sometimes people in our lives have to go. I mean, for example, your daughter can't stay with you forever. That wouldn't be good for her.
don't remind me. But it feels like if I just hold on to her just a little bit harder, maybe she wouldn't have to leave.
But how do you think that makes her feel?
Oh, well. I guess I haven't really thought about that.
Have you ever considered it?
No, not really. Do you think that she'd like me? Do you think that she'd like me more if I could tell how she feels?
That's not the point. The point is not to try and make people like you, Heather. It's to mend your relationships. See, the point is you've hurt her as much as she's hurt you.
Oh God, do you think that I've hurt her?
I think you all hurt each other.
But I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to hurt anyone. But my husband has seemed to already done that with his own fist.
much they hurt each other. They're too blinded by their own anger and pain, but they don't know they hurt others too. They use the pain of the past to justify their current actions. They're blinded by it. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to hold up a mirror for you to reflect upon, so that you can all see what eyes blinded by pain and anger can't.
Honey, can we talk?
Go now. Be honest and speak the truth. And the same goes for all of you. Dear audience, as you have witnessed the intricate tapestry of these families' lives, I invite you to pause and reflect. In the fabric of our own families, do we encounter threads of understanding, weaving us together with love and empathy? Or do we encounter knots of conflict, entangling us in resentment and misunderstanding? Ask ourselves, moving forward, how will we choose to mend what is broken and cherish what remains? Thank you, and good night.
Thank you all for coming to watch Inside Consciousness.
Our wonderful Miss Goldstein, wherever she is, has asked us to ask you guys, our wonderful audience, some questions about our show and stuff like that. So, yeah.
The first question is, was there anything unclear or confusing about the plot or characters?
If anybody would like to answer, please raise your hand.
Great.
I was a tad bit confused about the Gray's role, the overall narrative. Could you explain a little bit more about that?
Well, the idea of the Gray was to serve as an impartial third party for the characters to basically explain the emotions to. Almost like a therapist type of situation. Now, in terms of what the Gray does in this story, is he serves to create a sense of, what's the word I'm looking for?
I mean, I guess we said it in the line. You're designed to ask a question. Why?
Right. There was something else I wanted to say, but I'm blanking on the words. He's supposed to give our characters clarity. He shows our characters, and by proxy, the audience, who and what they are. And with the hopes of either helping them or not, whatever happens.
Because the family is struggling through miscommunication, so without the Gray, it'd be kind of hard to follow, I guess, what's going on, because everyone's not really communicating, so it's trying to help.
Okay. Anything else that confused anybody or needs clarification?
So, you know, she was saying that was your brother. Was that important to not bring
I guess we found out like during the picnic scene, that he was my brother?
We found out he was your best friend. And then you say later that.
It's to connect the two families together narratively and give them a reason that they're all together at the park. If you look on the pamphlet, there's a family tree, so you knew when you stepped in.
Yeah, it said extended family on there, I think, if I'm not mistaken. We wrote that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep. Who named?
Alright.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Anything else for the first question?
In the back,
Oh, why did William think that Gray was his dad?
So the premise behind William, that's not really explained, but more so was a thing when we were developing our characters, is that the character William, his father, also Heather's father, was not great to William. Was quite harsh and abusive to William. And hearing voices, I've done a lot of research and stuff like that, you can hear stuff, and something along the lines of Gray's voice or phrases that he would use kind of triggered this sense that for some reason William's like, this sounds like a voice it sounds like a ghost that's haunting me in my mind. And that's kind of why he thinks that.
Any other answers for the first one? No? Okay. Second one. Generality. How did our piece make you feel?
You.
Shane. Oh.
Thank you. I saw a hand, Jack
And barrel.
I know the premise was about family dynamics, but what I got out of it was a really good reality show, or it's you were very good at serving.
I guess you could say that.
Anything else?
You, my dad.
Who brings in all the dialogue?
All of us.
Everyone.
Yeah, we all know.
We all pitched it. We all
We wrote it all together.
we wrote it as like a conversation, like we were all sitting together and like just saying things out loud and typing some of them. Yeah.
Weaving together.
It was mostly what we did with these Gray interviews. We basically acted like we were actually just meeting the Gray for the first time and like, whoa, what is this? Kind of thing. Which you mostly will notice in some of our scenes. Mostly would have noticed in some of our sequences, especially Daniel's and Heather's. You. I don't like biased opinions. Not a fan of this kind of question, sorry. I'm gonna,
Do you want
I don't think it's biased, but my favorite character was Elise.
me?
Yeah, that glass cage line was my favorite line.
Actually.
Crystal cage, I'm sorry.
Alright. Anything else for the second question?
Hi.
I thought it was very interesting how people fell into the role and it was like a role, so that's what people expected of them. Yeah.
I mean, change is hard. It's something that people can't do in the moment, like especially big change. Change happens over small moments and small choices. It can't be instant.
Absolutely.
Anything else for the second part? Second question? I do not believe so, alright?
ready for our third question?
Okay. Well, in spirit of turning everything over to the audience, like we did at the end of the show, once again, we'd like to over to you guys and see if you have any questions for us about the show, or in the process of making it, or...
Could be entirely unrelated to everything we said ever up to this point.
Jane, I'm on track at least.
Lots and lots of thinking and working through any sort of, knots that come up when you're trying to build these characters. Because you can't just have, one thing and base your character entirely off of that. You have to take bits and pieces from everything to build something that's 3D and not just a cardboard cutout.
Yeah. Can I add to that?
Yes.
Please do. I think something that helped us with that process is, well, we had a different situation than Mindscapes did, in which I was auditing the class. I'm not actually in this class, fun fact. So I was only there every other day. So things would happen when I wasn't there, and so our method was using voice memos and recording every class. So then we could all go back and listen to things and build off of things that we had thought of in the past that we might not have remembered without the videos. So that was helpful.
Now, I want to quickly answer on that. I don't know if many people noticed this, but my character struggled with narcissistic personality disorder, and Heather struggled with borderline personality disorder. Another thing that went really deeply into building this production was studying these disorders.
Yeah, I have two packets of my research for borderline personality disorder, and that's kind of what I based my character off of. And when I did my conversations with the Gray, I looked at the notes and I based the answers that I gave to his questions on what the research said. For example, I had borderline personality disorder individuals have mood swings, and they live for the love, and they kind of forget about themselves and want to be around people and have a lot of trouble letting go of people.
She struggled with trying to not let go of Mario. You'll notice this with the dress, with several other things that happened, like the college and quite a few other things.
You need to be interconnected. But let's move on to the next question.
Yes. I saw a hand over here. You still? Yep. Honestly, it just took how many days? 3, 4, maybe an entire week.
Yeah, the first week we were like, yup, family dynamics, that's our story.
Yeah, we wanted to be able to do this to bring light to maybe someone can completely relate to what happened within this, and have what may be their own inner thoughts be reflected through the Gray.
I was also going to pitch the Gray idea.
Yes, he was.
All right, Elena, and then you.
If I may, is there a reason why the Gray didn't stop William before the punch? Is there a reason why he didn't let him have the opportunity to come back?
So, the point of the Gray is not to... He's not supposed to interfere, really. He
provides perspective. You said about the mirror, he provides perspective, he provides insight. So he can't affect the world. He can't stop the punch that was thrown. He can only provide insight about the person throwing the punch.
You can guide it, you just can't force that.
If I remember correctly, the idea of the Gray is that he's in all of us, in a way. So it's not that he's saying, oh, hey, this is actually happening, you better go do this. No, it's that he's taking that part of yourself that may be shadowed by a cloud, and he's bringing that to light and kind of, misting out this cloud, and the clouds of mist.
All right. You.
Yes, when you guys were first given this assignment, what were like the group dynamics like in developing this concept? And were there parameters given by your instructor that you had to go by to develop these?
Miscommunication was our first one.
Yeah. It was a lot. We had, I remember when we all put together, it was chaotic, it was hard, but we had to like sit down and we had to handle it like adults. We were like, this is a meeting, we're gonna take notes, we're gonna be very responsive. We had a Canva that we all shared together that was open to the document. We created a shared Google Drive. We created a business called Title, and we treated it like employees. We had a code of conduct that we all had to follow to make sure that we weren't offending other people behind their back, making sure that we weren't acting immaturely, but acting like employees.
And another rule we followed when creating this was that one person could not completely work on this script or like any sort of part of it. It had to be at least 2 people, so one person did have more power over anyone else in the group.
All right, are we ready to move to our third question?
That was the third question.
Wait, I thought there was another question. My
Yeah,
bad.
no, Jude already asked that, so, all right.
Oh.
Is that everything? All right. Thank you.
Oh,
no,
sorry,
next one, so sorry, go ahead. Exactly, yeah.
And we also kind of were going like with like brain gray matter. It was kind of a
Wow. All right.
Well, thank you for coming to watch our show. You have a nice night, everybody.